So yet another glorification of the Lord. O Lord, you are exceedingly attached to the activities of your pure devotees. Param Bhagavat Prasanga. So Param Bhagavat Prasanga means the Lord is exceedingly attached to the activities of pure devotees. Yet you are never attached to goddess of fortune. That is, Yastam Natya Driyat. So Yastam Natradyat means you are not attached to the goddess of fortune, who constantly engage in your transcendental loving service. Vivikt chariter anuvartamananam. So even though she is serving the Lord, constantly loving service, is still Lord is not attached to Lakshmi ji. And the other devotees who are extremely attached to the activities, but other pure devotees, the Lord is very much attached to them. Then it is said that, how can you be purified? How can you? Satam punita. Punita means purified. So how can you be purified? What is? Dujanu path punyarajaha. So how can you be purified? By the dust of the lotus feet of Brahmana and Vaishnavas. Even the Lakshmi ji, Vivikta charite anuvartamananam. लक्ष्मी जी आपकी इतनी सेवा कर रही हैं, आप उनसे तो अटैच नहीं हैं. Then how can, is a question mark. Swatam punita, how can you be purified? By dujanupat punyaraja, by the dust particle of lotus feet of the Lord. And also, then further it is said that, how can you be glorified or made fortunate by the mark of Śrīvatsa on your chest? Śrīvat Lakshmi Kim Aga Bhag Bhajanastam. So how can, because the Lord is always carry on his chest the mark of Śrīvatsa. So Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya ने श्रीवत्स जो चिन्ह है जो भगवान कैरीज ऑन हिज चेस्ट ऑलवेज, उनका अलग अलग 4-5 तरीके से अलग अलग बताया है. सो वन, इट इज सेड दैट ऑन द कृष्णा चेस्ट are the ornamented of Śrīvatsa, and that mark is called curl of white hair on the right side of the chest of the Lord. So right side on the chest of the Lord is a curl of white hair. And sometime at a side is a golden color. Elsewhere it is mentioned in yellow color. So either way they are the same, like when we say Gauranga, but his color is golden. So the Lord has on his right side of the chest, on the upper portion, the curl of white hair, and which is designated called Śrīvatsa mark. And that place is also referred as called the mark of goddess of fortune. So that mark is also where the Lakshmi ji reside. And some places it is said that mark is nothing but the Bhragu's lotus feet, Bhragu's feet. All of us know when the Narad Muni and other devotee, they were sitting and discussing. They want to find out who is the greatest, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesa. So Bhrigu Muni, Rishi, was assigned the task. So Bhrigu Muni first goes to Brahma. So Brahma was in deep meditation. So he was waiting for some time, Bhrigu Muni, and when his meditation was over, when he opens the eye, he finds Bhrigu Maharaj, Bhrigu is standing, and Bhrigu is the son of Brahma. So he was waiting, and because he has come for examine, so you don't pay the obeisances. So it is said he does some mental offense, and then Brahma become very angry, and he wanted to even punish. But Mother Saraswati helped Brahma to calm down, and she said, "He is your son, please do not curse him or punish him." Then Bhrigu Maharaj, he goes to the Kailasha where the Lord Shiva was there. So as soon as Lord Shiva sees that Bhrigu has come, so they are all the son of Brahma. So in relation they are brothers. So Shivji, he wanted to embrace Bhrigu Maharaj. So he come forward, he wanted to, as soon as he was embracing, he said, "Oh, dirty fellow, please come here," no, because he has a lot of bhasma and other thing. So Lord Shiva became very angry. He was having Trishula to pierce and kill. But Parvati stopped. So this is called, he offended Lord Shiva verbally. Then Bhrigu Maharaj, he goes to Vaikuṇṭha. And there Lord was getting service from Mother Lakshmi. She was massaging the feet of the Lord, and the Lord was lying down on Anant Shesh. And he comes, and somehow, because he was very much frustrated, disturbed, what is this, Brahma or Mahesa? So he comes, and there he comes, the Lord is lying down, he comes and kick on his chest. So as soon as a kick on the chest also the Lord, Lakshmi ji also recite the Śrīvatsa mark. So Lord start massaging the feet of Bhrigu Muni, thinking that Lord said to Bhrigu Maharaj, "My heart is very hard. Your leg might have got halted." So by seeing this, we know the Lakshmi ji, she become very disturbed and she leave the Vaikuṇṭha. And that searching the Lakshmi ji comes Lord in the form of Srinivas Govinda. So that's a pastime. So some places said that the Bhrigu's feet are there. So the many places the description is there. So Śrīvatsa is a curl of white hair on the chest of the Lord, which is a special sign of his being the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Vaikuṇṭha Loka or in Goloka Vrindavana, the inhabitants are exactly of the same form as the personality of Godhead. But by this Śrīvatsa mark on the chest of the Lord, he is distinguished from all others. As we know in Vaikuṇṭha, they look like a four-handed form. So how the Lord is different from anyone? Two marks, one is Śrīvatsa, another is Kaustava jewel, which the Lord has hanging on the neck. It's like a locket the Lord wears. So Kaustubha jewel and the Śrīvatsa mark, these are the two things. So that is the reason we have discussed about Gop Kumar when he goes to Vaikuṇṭha. So you find everyone is looking like 400 forms, Sankha, Chakra, Gada. So he was paying obeisance to everyone, thinking that everyone is Lord. But later on, he distinguished by Śrīvatsa mark and Kaustubha jewel. And also says, in Sarupa liberation, the bodily feature of the devotee are exactly like those of Supreme Person, but for 2 or 3 symptoms found exclusively on the transcendental body of the Lord. Śrīvatsa, for example, the hair on the chest of the Lord particularly distinguishes him from his devotees. In the Vaikuṇṭha Loka, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has 4 hands and decorated with Śrīvatsa marks on his chest, the gem known as Kaustubha. So these are a special indication of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord's personal attendants and other devotees Vaikuṇṭha have the same features except the Śrīvatsa mark and the Kaustubha gems. That's Prabhupada explained many places, and that's the place where the Lakshmiji is residing. Even in the Brahma Vimohan Lila, all of us we know so when Brahma hide the gopas and the calves, then he again go and see that they are all, the Lord is playing with the calves and the gopas. So somehow he was get confused. Because he once said he is taken, but as we know, the Lord has expanded. And when the Lord was expanded, they were the calves and the cows. And to give the right indication of the Brahma, the Lord transformed into the 400 form. So that is a beautiful description mentioned in the 13th chapter of the 10th canto. While Lord Brahma looked on, all the calves and the boys tending them immediately appeared to have complexions the color of bluish rain cloud and to be dressed in yellow garment. So when the Brahma saw, so there's all, even the calves, they became the Vishnu form along with the gopas all. All the Vishnu form had 4 arms with conch shell and other articles, but these characteristics are also present by those who have attained Sarupya Mukti in Vaikuṇṭha and who consequently have forms exactly like the form of the Lord. However, Lord Vishnu forms appearing before Lord Brahma also possessed the mark of Śrīvatsa and the Kaustubha gem, which are special characteristics possessed only by the Supreme Lord Himself. This proves that all these boys and the calves were in fact directly the expansion of Lord Vishnu, Personality of Godhead, not merely his associate of Vaikuṇṭha. Vishnu himself is included within Krishna, but because they were Krishna's expansion, but Vishnu form is already included in Krishna. As we read in the Krishna book in the beginning, Prabhupada write, preface, when Krishna comes, all the incarnation comes along with Krishna. They are subset. Krishna is a superset. Vishnu, Narayana, even we have read that Yashoda Krishna is different from Devaki Krishna. Devaki Krishna is included in the Yashoda Krishna. So it is in a superset form. That's discussion we have done. And the Śrīvatsa mark is described by Vaishnava Toshini as being the curl of fine yellow hair on the upper portion of the right side of Lord's Vishnu chest. This mark is not for ordinary devotee. It is a special mark for Vishnu or Krishna. Even Krishna also carried, not only Vishnu. There's a beautiful pastime where Prabhupada writes in the one of the Purport. The goddess of fortune, who lives in Vaikuṇṭha on the chest of Lord Narayana, once desire to be embraced on the chest of Sri Krishna. And thus she performed severe austerities to achieve the blessings. Like all of us, we know, एक बार लक्ष्मी जी ने डिज़ायर किया था कि उनको रासा डांस में और भगवान के साथ लीला में पार्टिसिपेट करना. So for that she performed the great austerities. So thus she performed severe austerities to achieve these blessings. Sri Krishna informed her that her actual place was in Vaikuṇṭha, and that is not possible for her to dwell upon his chest in Vrindavan. So Lord says, no, you cannot have association or leela with me in Vrindavan. Therefore, she begged Krishna to allow her to remain on his chest in the form of a golden line. This is another description. And he granted her this benediction. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura recounts this incident from the Puranas. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura is renouncing even she desire. So Lord granted her as a golden line on the chest. Even Krishna also carries that. So she was not allowed, but the Lord is carrying the mark. And as we know, Jadu Rani Mataji, she was making a lot of painting. And Prabhupada used to guide. So one of the latter, Prabhupada is, because these paintings, Prabhupada said, they are not ordinary paintings. Prabhupada said these are the windows to the Vaikuṇṭha or Golok Dham. So how Prabhupada was guiding to Jadu Rani Mataji, how she has to make. So she was making something, then Prabhupada has replied, "My dear Jadu Rani, regarding the cover for the Lord in the heart, yes, Lord Vishnu should be distinguished by Śrīvatsa on his chest." So saying ki Śrīvatsa you have to, when you are making, Kaustubha jewel should be painted to look just like a very precious jewel. Lord Vishnu should be surrounded by effulgence from his person. So like Prabhupada is guiding especially how they have to paint. They are not the ordinary. So devotees are painting with the speculation. Tattva Darshina, Prabhupada has seen the Lord and he is describing how the Lord looks. And the direction of Srila Prabhupada, they have dwelled it. So, but yeah, so this is one of the points. Śrīvatsa jewel is mentioned in this. Another thing is mentioned in this, and the last portion of the purport is that, yeah. All the demigods and others living there worship Lakshmi ji, the goddess of fortune. Lakshmi is sometimes envious of tulsi leaves. So she is envious. So the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, is sometimes envious of the tulsi leaves which are placed at the lotus feet of the Lord, for they remain fixed there and do not move. Whereas Lakshmi ji, although stationed by the chest of the Lord, sometimes has to please other devotees who pray for her favor. So Lakshmi ji sometimes have to go to satisfy her numerous devotees. That's again she called Chanchala. But tulsi leaves never forsake their position. So the Lord therefore appreciates service of tulsi more than the service of Lakshmi. So here it means the Lakshmi is, the enviousness there exists? No. The enviousness is being talking about is a transcendental enviousness. What is a transcendental enviousness? Like when one devotee sees some other devotees engage better than me in the service of the Lord, so they appreciate and also they want to enhance his service so that they can also serve. He also can serve the Lord much better way. So there is no enviousness. In material enviousness is not to pulling down someone or not appreciating the quality of other devotee. Like Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Maharaj gives one very good one example story. Like there was one friend, he saw his childhood friend. He says Panchu. He gives the name. So he saw his childhood friend. He becomes a high court judge and sitting on the high court judge bench. So that person he saw, then he comes to his friend. He says, "Oh, my dear friend, do you know that Panchu? That Panchu, which we has to play in the when we were children. So that Panchu, he has become the high court judge." So that friend he said, "Oh, that Panchu, he became high court judge? No, he cannot become. No, I have seen. He is sitting in the high court judge, that bench I have seen that he was sitting." "Oh, really he was sitting?" So he may be sitting there, but he may not be getting the salary. So, even though he is not ready to accept the superior position of someone. So, nirmit saranam satam vedyam vasatam. So that because of that enviousness, not able to appreciate the superior position of some devotees or superior quality one may have. But in the spiritual world, they are always ready to appreciate, and that enviousness means they want to serve more better by seeing them. Oh, he is engaged. Not sometimes Srila Prabhupada also, when book distribution competition or some temple is doing fine, oh, that temple is doing very fine, to inspire them, to encourage them, not to pull them somewhere now. So that appreciation for the other service, even we have read enough, I think few chapters before, even the different birds, they appreciate the buzzing sound of the bee, and they all stop, crane and koel and different birds, when they make the sound, their sound is much more sweeter. Even the buzzing sound of bee, so they all stop and start hearing that buzzing sound and they appreciate. So in material world, everyone is trying to find fault in others. Father says they want to find out the fault finding, that the disease in this material world, and that disease is there because of ahankara. Because of I want to prove I am better than you. So that is the disease. But in the spiritual world, they all want to serve others and they become very pleased to take inferior position. So here even Lakshmi ji, she is appreciating the Tulsi Maharani, even though she is always there in the chest of the Lord, and it is said that the Lord is saying he become purified. Now further it is said that the Lord become purified, or Lord is saying Lakshmi ji does not leave me because of the blessings of the Brahmana and Vaishnava. So in the end, Prabhupada is writing, the Lord is not dependent on anyone's mercy for his opulence. He is a Sorata. He is always self-sufficient. And Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur Maharaj writes, he says, he is a autocrat. Nothing can bound Krishna. Prabhupada is writing, even in the beginning, Lord can create millions of Lakshmi for his seva. He is not attached to any Lakshmi position. So that's a unique position of the Lord. The Lord's statement that his opulence is due to benediction of the Brahmana and Vaishnava is only to teach others that they should offer respect to the Brahmana, Vaishnava, the devotee. So the Lord is giving here example and glorifying the position of a Brahmana, Vaishnava, so that the others can follow in his footsteps. So even it is said, Sadhavo hridayam mahiyam sadhunam hridayata aham mat anyat te na jananti naham tebhyo manag api. So Sadhavo hridayam mahiyam. So the Lord says, I am residing in the heart of my devotees, and sadhunam hridayata aham, and I reside in the heart of my devotees, and devotees reside in my heart. Why? Mad anyat te na jananti. They do not know anything else other than me. Means they are completely dependent on the Lord. They are not dependent on anything else. All circumstances, any circumstances, they know the Lord is there with me. Naham tebhyo managampi. Even I do not know anyone other than Krishna. Who is saying? Other than my devotee, Krishna is saying. Even when Srila Prabhupada went to the America and got established Hare Krishna movement, ISKCON society, so his God brothers were criticizing. And how they were criticizing? They are saying, oh, he is a good businessman. That's the reason he got succeeded. He was not able to appreciate the Vaishnava quality of Srila Prabhupada. So one of the Purport Prabhupada is writing, regarding the Gauriya Matha, our position has nothing to do with them. They cannot do anything, and if somebody does something, they will be envious. That is the nature of third class man. So in that regards, Prabhupada gives the example. My Guru Maharaj used to say this is a judge example or judge story. Such envious men find some fault anywhere. There is no fault actually, but they will manufacture some fault. That is their business. So many persons were envious of my Guru Maharaj, but he was preaching and did not care for them. So Prabhupada says, our advancement in spiritual path will be determined if we see in our heart, are we envious of anyone? Especially the devotees. A devotee must therefore be completely free from envy, especially of other devotees. To envy other devotee is a great offense, they call Vaishnava Aparadha. So far envy is concerned, it can be used only upon non-devotee. In the transcendental world, a devotee is never envious of another devotee on the account of his excellence. But on the contrary, if a devotee finds some excellence in other devotee, he praises the devotee, admitting his own subordinate position. Although in the spiritual world there is no such concept of subordination, still devotees, on the account of being very humble and meek, think that way. Like Hanumanji is not envious of gopis. Gopis are in that way much superior. And they are so happy to serve the superior devotees. My dear sons, this is saying, Rishabhdeva is saying to his son, you should not envy any living entity, be he moving or non-moving. He is saying even moving, not on me, even the trees and plants. Knowing that I am situated in them, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. So Prabhupada is saying, or Rishabdeva is saying, you should offer respect to all of them at every moment. So how you can respect every moment? Unless you develop the right vision. Isthavar jangam dekhe, na dekhe tara murti. Sarvata hai nij east dev spurti. East dev spurti. So unless we develop the Krishna conscious vision, till then we will not able to offer respect to every moment, all the time, to all the living entity. So devotees are very concerned. They don't want to give Prabhupada even pain to the even small ant. Forget of anyone else. Similarly, in our Krishna consciousness movement, if we become envious, oh my God brothers, oh he has become so popular, he is making so much progress, so put some impediments towards his progress path. This is all material. Enviousness is immediately disqualification of a Vaishnava. Immediate. He is not a human being. Forget about Vaishnava. Paramo nirmat saranam satam. This bhagavatam is meant for the persons who are completely not envious. That is the beginning. Why Vaishnavas should be envious of anyone. So like this, many places Prabhupada is talking about, Prabhupada is giving, if we have to enter into the Vaikuṇṭha or Golok Dham, what are the quality we must have. And yesterday, the Govindji appearance day we have celebrated, and Govindji temple they have celebrated. So the Govindji, the appearance that had come is beautifully, we just discussed for 5 minutes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami to Vrindavan. And sending there, he gives a lot of tasks to them. Now executing the lot of places, Leela Sthali, writing the books and many other items. So Rupa Goswami could able to execute all the instructions given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he was not able to execute one instruction which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami personally to find out the Govind Dev deity and establish. So he could able to do all the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only one instruction. Because he was not able to fulfill that instruction, he was very depressed and he was very sorrow. So here we see, sometimes we are able to do little here and there, become very much proud of. Here he did everything, but he could not able to do one instruction. He was feeling very, very unhappy. I am not able to fulfill that instruction. So it so happens, he was sitting beneath a tree near to the Yamuna river. That time one of the young boy, Brijvasi, young boy comes. He says, Baba, why are you so sad? He said, my Guru, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord has given me instruction to find a Govindji, but I searched everywhere in Vrindavan, every house of Brijvasi, I could not find. So he said, don't worry, I will tell you where he is. Please come with me. So that boy holds the hands of Rupa Goswami, take to the, which tila? Gomte tila. There, every day one Surbi cow used to come and leave the milk there. And that place was a Govindji. He said, Govindji is here down. And suddenly that boy disappeared. And that boy disappeared, then Rupa Goswami understood he is the Lord himself, the Govindji himself has come to direct me this place. So, but then he started thinking, I could not able to worship the Lord, I could not pay obeisances to the Lord, and with that access he fainted. He was unconscious. After some time he come to the consciousness, then Then he goes to the Brajvasi, call them, ki here is the Lord, please try to help. So that time one Akashvani happens. It is said, Balrama speak how you have to dig out so that the deity, the deity can be taken out safely. When the deity was taken out, and the Rupa Goswami and the Brajvasi made a small temple beginning, and he established the deity. Now, the Lord was there in the Jagannath Puri. And Lord was waiting, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was waiting, the news has not come. So Kasisar Pandit and the Govinda, they were the disciple of Isar Puri. So they are the God brothers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Govinda, and Kasisar Pandit. So when the Lord went to the South India, when he came back, that time the Isar Puri ended his pastime. And then before ending his pastime, he ordered Kasisar Pandit and Govinda, you have to go to the Gauranga Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and you have to serve. And then he ended his pastime. When Chaitanya Prabhu comes back to the Jagannath Puri, that time Govinda and Kasisar Pandit, they come and they say, the Lord has asked, the Isar Puri, Lord means Isar Puri, has asked us, both of us, to serve you. Then Chaitanya Prabhu denied, how can you take your service? We are the God brothers. So he denied as well. No, my Guru Maharaj has said, so this my Guru Maharaj instruction is the topmost instruction for me. So then to clarify, Chaitanya Prabhu takes guidance from Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. And the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, because he was a scholar, he said, no, Guru's order is the first. So if the Isar Puri asks them to serve you, then you have to accept their service. So that's the reason Govinda become the personal servant of the Lord. And we find in the CC. And Kasisar Pandit also was trying to serve, but he has a good physique, good body, built body he had. So we see in the Kasisar Pandit, always when the Lord was dancing in the crowd, he will make the space for the Lord. So the crowd cannot come near to the Lord. And when the Lord was going, anytime Lord has to go from one place to another place so then he make the way. And also he was a prasadam coordinator. He used to distribute the prasadam, Kasisar Pandit. And this happens, and the news comes to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the Brahmana, that news was sent by Rupa Goswami in a letter form, कि we have found the Govindji. So that news as soon as it comes to, Chaitanya was very happy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that the Rupa has lot of other tasks to perform. Then he asked Kasisar Pandit, please you go to Rupa Goswami, to Vrindavan, and help him for the deity worship of Govindji. But Kasisar said, no, my Guru must tell you to serve you, but you are asking me to go to Vrindavan. So I cannot go, I have to serve you. That time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave one deity to the Kasisar Pandit. What the deity that was? Gaur Govind. With his own hand, the deity of Gaur Govind was given to the Kasisar Pandit. Then he says, when you are serving this deity Gaur Govind, you will find me inside this deity. I will manifest inside this deity, so that Gaur Govind, which we have in the Govindji, one side small deity, that is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Kasisar Pandit. And Kasisar Pandit brought that deity to Vrindavan and installed the right side of Govindji. And he start serving. And off late it so happens that he ended his fasting by serving, and his samadhi is made 64 samadhi sthala. One of the prominent samadhi of Kasisar Pandit is there in Vrindavan near to the Govindji temple. And so that was established, and Bindi Devi deities was also established along with the Govindji. That's another pastime. Rupa Goswami comes in the dream, Bindi Maharani, Binde Devi, and she said, you will just dig out the Brahma-saṁhitā, and there the deity was found and installed along with the Govindji. Now that time, the Pratap Rudra's son, his son name was Purushottam Jana. He was there in the Odisha, and he got to know that Govindji and Madan Mohanji deity were found and they were installed, but they were not having Radharani. So Purushottam Jana is a son of Pratap Rudra. He sent 2 deities of Radharani from Odisha to Vrindavan to install the Radharani deities. So when these 2 deities brought, and they were supposed to have installed one to the Govindji, one for Madan Mohanji, it so happens by the transcendental trick of the Lord, both the deity got installed along with Madan Mohanji. So one deity become Radharani, another become Lalita Sakhi. So now again he was said ki now Govindji have no Radharani. So he was trying a lot, but somehow law of providence, he was not able to send the deity. Even he was a son of a king. Couple of times he tried, but somehow it did not happen. Then once in the dream, the Purushottam Jana, he get the deity of Lakshmi Ji, which she was there in the Jagannath Puri temple. So there was a one deity of Lakshmi Ji was worshipped into Jagannath Puri. That deity comes in the dream of Purushottam Jana and said that, see, I am Radharani, but now they start worshipping me as a Lakshmi Ji. Now what can be done? But I want to go and have association of Radha Govindji. So please take me from here and install me to the Govindji. So now this Radharani, which the Lakshmi Ji, they were worshipping in the form of Lakshmi Ji in the Jagannath temple. This is again a beautiful story. Once one Brahmana called Brahad Bhanu, he was South India Brahmana. He used to stay in the Jagannath Puri called Radhanagar. So he took one deity from Vrindavan to Radhanagar and used to worship that Radharani alone. And he used to consider that the deity of Radharani, his daughter, more than a daughter, and he was a brahmachari sannyasi. So he was no one to take care. He was taking care of the deity of Radharani. Once he died, then that news comes to the king of Odisha. That time, whoever king was there, he goes to the Radhanagara and find the deity of Radharani, and he start thinking what to do this deity. Then that king get in the dream this Radharani, please install me in the Jagannath Puri temple. So that deity was installed in Jagannath. It has come from Vrindavan, that Brahmana was worshipping, and because that Pandas start worshipping that Radharani, thinking that Lakshmi, so that took the form of Lakshmi. And that deity came and installed along with the Govind. Then we can discuss some more further pastime, how then it was installed, and 7 huge 7-floor temple was constructed by, who constructed temple? Mansingh. Who has constructed? Mansingh. Mansingh by the disciples of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. This is another story. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was sent by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to serve the Govindji. He was a great cook and the reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And 7-floor height was, each floor was around 100 feet. So the put together was 700 feet height. And the top, the ghee lamp used to be there always. Which is the Aurangzeb is a great grandson of Akbar. He saw from Agra, as all of us we know, and he wanted to demolish. And his a commander, the Jai Singh II, he was there, and that's the reason he got to know that the Aurangzeb is going to come and destroy the temple, especially Govindji temple. So Jai Singh II personally comes along with some of his person and shift the deity from Vrindavan to Jaipur first stay in the Kama Bandhan. Again, a beautiful story. Binda Devi comes and sees 10 Kama. Further comes like this beautiful story. So these deities are not ordinary. They are all, when we worship the Krishna, and each deity, the Madhu Pandit Prabhu was saying, each deity has a separate thinking, feeling, willing. They have and they associate with the devotees. So that's the reason the Goswami, they used to have each deities, and they used to speak them, and they used to serve them. So the deities is personal relation with the devotees. So in the temple, wherever we reside, we have a special relationship with the deities, and they have a thinking, they have a feelings, they have a desire. So Prabhupada says the temple is taken care by the Radharani. The deities, they take care of the temples. So humbly, when we serve the deity pleasingly, so they all satisfy our all the needs. So I will stop here. Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Go Prem Nande Hari Hari Bol.